Hi everyone, welcome to new part of Azure DevOps tutorial. In the previous part we learned how to create a new project using Agile Process dashboard, and here in this part we will learn how to create the backlog and sprints in Agile Process dashboard. Let's start. Let's have a look on the agenda of this video. In this video we will learn how to create backlogs in Agile work process, how to create work item in backlog, and how to create sub work items for those work items, how to create and edit sprint in Agile process, how to assign work items to sprint. Let's open the Azure DevOps portal. Here I am on the Azure DevOps portal, and here you can see I am using the same project which we have created in the previous part. So this is created using the Agile process. Now we have to work with the backlogs. To work with the backlog, you have to go to the board, and from the board you have to choose the backlog. Here you can see on the left side that backlog is selected for us, and now you can create multiple work items to this project. How to see what all work items are available for this particular project? You can click here on the plus button, and all these work items are available under this project. Bug, epic, feature, you can create any one of them as per your requirement. So to work with the backlog, you have to understand few more points. Here you can see we have a drop down, stories, and the features. Okay, so suppose you want to add a new epic for your project. How can you do that? You have to click here on the plus button, new work item, you can click on the epic. Now you can see I can enter the title for the epic. So suppose I'm writing epic 1. We will understand the details of all these things in a bit. Let me save it and close it. You will see epic is not visible to us because we are under the stories drop down. If you have selected stories, then only stories will be visible to you. If you see features, then only features will be visible to you. But right now epics are not visible to us. So to make the epics visible, we need to make some changes in the setting. Go to the setting part over here. This is a symbol of the setting. Click on it. Then you will see we have a pop-up. Here on the general part we have a backlog, and under this backlog we have three things, and epics, features, stories. Epic is not selected, so all these things which are selected are visible over the dashboard. Now let's select it and save and close it. Let's see if it is visible to us or not. You can see epic is visible to us now. Let's click on the epic, and there we go. We have the epic which we have created in the previous section. Let's add one more epic to it. To add one more epic, either you can click here on the plus symbol, or you can directly click over here. You can see here we are creating the epic. So suppose epic 2, epic 3, and all the drop downs at the selection, add at selection, add to top, add to bottom, we have learned in the basic process. So everything will work in the similar manner. Let's add it. That's how you can create the epics. Now if under one epic you need to create more features, then you can click on the plus symbol over here, and you will see we are adding a new feature. So suppose I'm writing feature 1. Let's save and close it. So we have created a feature. Let's add one more feature to it. Feature 2. Let's save and close it. Okay, under one feature we can create new user story. So this is a user story 1. Let's save and close it. So you can see the hierarchy is maintaining over here. On top of everything we have epic, then we have features. Under one feature we can get multiple user stories. Let's add one more user story. Let's save and close it. So you can see under one feature we have multiple stories, and under one user story we can create multiple tasks or bug. If you need to create task, then you can click on the task, and this is the task 1. Let's save and close it. You can see here we have the task. If you need to add the bug, then you can create bug also. Bug 1. Let's save and close it. So you can see everything is maintaining in a proper way. Now let's understand the details of these work items. So let's click on this epic 1. Here you can see this is the title. This is how you can assign your epic to particular developer. Then we have the tags and the comments. This is the state of this particular work item. Then we have the reason which is related to the state. This is the area we will learn in some coming part. Then we have the iteration. Iteration is basically which sprint you want to complete it. So we want to complete it in the first sprint, which is sample with Agile Process. So this is how the iteration work. Here you can add the description for this particular epic. So this is a rich text box. Here you can use the bold section, and you can use the italic, underline. You can create the list of different types. You can use the color symbol, emojis. Lots of things are available. Even you can use the images in this description. As per your work item, you can write the detail of that particular epic. For the discussion, you can write discussion over here, and here you can see something is written: add a comment, use hash to link a work item. If you want to link your particular comment to a work item, then you can use hash. This symbol to link a pull request, or @ to mention a particular person. So let's use hash. Once you will use hash, all the work items from this project will be available to you, and you can use any one of them if you want to mention it in the discussion tab. Okay, then we have the planning. Under this planning, we have the priority. What is the priority of this particular work item? Priority is basically 1 is at the highest priority, 2 at the second highest, 3rd is at the 3rd highest, and 4 is the lowest priority. You can choose the priority over here. This is the risk. What risk is available to complete this particular epic? You have high risk, you have medium risk, or you have low risk. You can choose the risk from this drop down. Effort, how much time this epic will need. What is the business value of this epic? That you can mention over here. Time criticality, you can mention here. Start date, when you want to start this epic, you can choose the start date. Target date. Classification, this is the value area. So value area is basically what exactly is the impact of this particular epic. Is this going to impact the business or the architectural of this business? So that you can choose from this drop down. Then we have here the details. From this details, the development section, you can add the link, you can add the related work item. So because this is an epic, and under this epic we have created 2 features. So you can see both the features are available here as a child. Then we have the history. History we have learned in the previous section in the basic system. So you can see everything related to the history under this tab. Then we have the link. If you want to add the link of this epic to other work items, then you can use this section. Then we have the attachment. If you want to add few attachments to this epic, then you can use this section. Okay. Here is the follow. If you want to get all the notifications if anything happens in this epic, then you can choose the follow button, and you will get a notification in the email whatever is the change happening in this epic. Then we have this 3 dots. Here you can add new link work item, move to the team project, create copy of work item. So suppose if you want to create one more epic in the similar way, then you can create a copy, and then you can edit the second one as per your requirement. Email work item, if you want to send this work item on the email, then you can use this one. You want to delete it, you can delete it from here. Templates, new branch. Branch is something which is related to the repo. We will learn about the branch when we will learn about the repo. Then we have the request feedback, customize it, keyboard shortcuts. You can see these are the shortcuts available for the Azure DevOps portal. If you will write question, it will show shortcut, P, project and the team. All these things are available over here. You can use the full list of the keyboard shortcut. This is the link. Here you can see all the shortcuts are available. There are multiple shortcuts, you can use them, and it will improve your work. You can work in fast manner if you use these shortcuts. Okay, let's see what is available in the feature. Let's click on the feature. So here you can see everything is in the similar way. We have priority, risk, effort, business value, time criticality, start date, target date, and the value area. Everything is in the similar manner. Let's close it. Let's have a look on the user story also. So in the user stories, we can see user story title, then we have the assigned person, then we have the comments, the tag, state, reason, area, iteration, description, details, description. Then we have one more new feature over here, acceptance criteria. So for each user story, you will write the description, and what exactly is the acceptance criteria, that will be defined by your PO or Scrum Master here in this section. If all these steps are completed, then the story will be accepted, or if these are not completed, then it will not be accepted by the product owner. This type can be used for the discussion purpose. Story points. Story points will be used while you will plan for this story in the sprint planning. Whatever is your story point, you can mention it over here. This is the priority section. Risk, how much risk is available to complete this story. So suppose you are choosing high, it means there are high risk to complete this story. There may be some problems that this user story might not be completed. So this is how you can show your risk by choosing the values from this drop down. Then we have classification, value area, whether this user story is going to impact the business or the architectural of the business, so that you can choose from this drop down. Then we have the development link, add link, so you can add all these things from here. Then we have the history tab, we have the link tab, and same we have the attachment tab. You can use the follow section, or you can use these three dots to show multiple action items for these particular work item. Let's close it. Let's have a look on the task also. So in the task you can write the description, discussion, and the planning, activity, effort, how much time is required to complete this particular task, what is the remaining, and what is the completed. So why these two tabs are available over here? So suppose for the original estimate you have mentioned, suppose 10 hours are required to complete this particular task, and you have worked 5 hours and 5 are remaining, and your day is complete. So you can use 5 hours here in the complete, and the 5 remaining will be here in the remaining section. Implementation integrated in build, so you can choose the build, which build was used for this particular task. Then here we can see in the development section you can add the link, you can add the work item link over here. Similarly we have the history, link, and the attachment which are required for this particular task work item. Let's close it. Let's have a look on the bug also. In the bug you will see this is assign section, state, reason. Here are the reproduce steps, what steps are used to reproduce this particular bug. You can write all the steps over here. System info, the details of the system, the environment basically where this bug was reproduced. You can write all these things here in the system info. This is the discussion tab, resolved, reason. So when you will resolve this story, you will see the reason will be here, story points, priority, severity, activity. So activity is basically development, design, when this bug was occurred. So suppose this bug was occurred in the development, or this bug was occurred during the designing part, documentation part, the activity of this particular bug you can choose from this drop down. Efforts, original effort, remaining, and the completed you can mention over here. This is the development tab. You can add the link, you can add the link of the work item. System info, found in build, in which build this bug was found. You can use this drop down here. So why nothing is available here right now? Because we do not have anything in the repo section. So since we do not have anything in the repo section, we do not have any build right now, we do not have any pipeline. Once everything will be in flow, then you will see all the builds will be here available here under the system info. Okay, then we have the history tab, the link tab, and the attachment tab. Let's close it. So this is how you can maintain your backlogs for the Agile project. Let's choose the feature one from here. So here you can see only features are visible to us. If you use the stories, then only stories will be visible to you. Now it's time to work with the sprints. So here on the right side you can see we have the planning tab, and under this planning you can see there are multiple sprints. This is the sprint 1, 2, 3. Let's click on any of them. Okay, so basically the current is written over here, so it means this is the current sprint. Let's click on the dates, set dates. You can change the name of your sprint. You can use the start date and end date. Suppose you want to work in 1 week sprint panel, then you can use your dates, start date, end date as per the 1 week. If you want to work in the 2 week sprint, then you can use start date and end date for the 2 week. You can update the details of the sprint from this section. If you want to update something for the iteration 2, it means the sprint 2, then you can click here again on the set date. You can update the name. So suppose this is sprint 2, I'm updating the name. You can update the date also. Save and close. Here you can see sprint 2 name is updated. Because we have not set the dates, that's why it is not visible right now, and it is sorted by default in the alphabetic manner. Okay, if you want to add a new sprint, click on the new sprint, enter the name, start date, end date, and the location, and create it. Okay, now let's learn how to assign few work items to the sprint. Let's go back to the backlog. Here you can see we have multiple work items, and if you want to assign this particular work item to this sprint, then you can simply drag it from here. Once you will drag, you will see all the sprints are available in the selected mode. You can drop it anywhere in any sprint, and now you can see this particular user story is assigned in this iteration 1. If you want to assign it to the second sprint, then you can use drag and drop and assign it back to the another sprint. So under this user story we were having one task and one bug, that's why Here we have one user story. If you will hover your mouse on this symbol, you will see this is the user story. Then we have one task and we have one bug under this particular sprint. So this is how you can manage your backlog, and you can assign your work items from backlog to your sprints. That is all in this part. I hope the agile process of the workflow will be clear to you after watching this video. If you like it, hit the like button, tell me your feedback in the comment section, share this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.